Sorry I'm late here, guys. Hi, everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show. And Friday, August 25th, 2023. Number of things have happened this week. Of course, you've been following it, and I've been following it, and somewhat following it. Thursday, Wednesday was the Republican so-called presidential debates, candidate debates. I watched some of it, and of course, it's same old clown thing. I felt the debates were very poorly run, and half of them are like, or three-quarters of them are like 5-year-olds, and they kept talking over one another, and you cannot hear the actual points that they want to make. It should have been more restricted. Well, that's my view of it. I've seen debates run much better than that. I really have. And so, um, I think the most adult person in that debate stage, was Chris Christie. He was more adult than anybody else because he thinks his answers through. He gives complete sentences. He saying, okay, this, I know some of you may not agree with my policies, but we can always work together to achieve a certain goal. And then, of course, Nikki Haley I don't think deep down she doesn't really like Trump all that well, and she's not really a Trump person and never has. Uh, and she's like, Trump's the one that caused the inflation. He's the one that caused the X number of $1 trillion and everything else. Hi, Dorothy! And, hey, Nancy! So, she's put out some points, and she does not like Trump at all, what he did. And so what he did was wrong, and the mega rats need to be put in their place. She didn't like them either. That's the impression I got. Now, there are a couple of other candidates. I don't know that much about them, but a couple of them kind of sound like Trump. And that playbook it's not going to work. I think it's not going to work. So, of course, on Thursday, of course, good thing that Trump was not there at that debate. That's a given. And they keep saying, "Oh, he's front runner, front runner." Really, I don't think so because he hasn't been campaigning. He's been basically fighting his legal issues, and of course, he keeps saying stupid things. Um, anyway, he's been along with 18 others, including his own chief of staff, Mark Meadows, uh, and Sidney Powell, and Rudy Giuliani. They all been arrested, bookmarked, fingerprinted, given a prison number, inmate number, and bonded. Now, Georgia does a little bit differently. They do everything else first, and then they have, like the next week or next couple of days, then they have them come in to be arraigned if they're bonded. They're not bonded, and they're sitting in jail until they're called for the arraignment. Generally, the arraignment happens within 24 hours, but it depends on the state, how they're set up, and everything. So anyway, Trump has been arrested and fingerprinted, and this time got a mugshot. Well, what they should have done was weighed him, get the true weight and the true height. That's what they should have done, and not allow him to self-report. And I think his bail should have been denied. He should have been kept in jail. The guy's The guy's a bully. He's a menace. And he should not be allowed to flop his mouth about the prosecutors and everything else. And he's totally oblivious how things really are supposed to work. And he should not have been treated like a rock star. He should have been forced to sit in traffic just like everybody else to get to the jail. You know. Um, Anyway, this is regarding Georgia filed RICO Act charges against him. Him and those 18, they were basically an organization, basically what they were, to try to overturn the elections. And of course, Georgia is working alongside DC on this as well. And of course, right now, of course, we know in Congress, the GOP mega rats over there, they don't have a respect for me. They're not respecting the country. They're not respecting the laws. And frankly, I think those guys need to be arrested for obstruction of justice. They're now going after Fani Willis because she went after Trump. Well, they did this to 3 other prosecutors, and especially Jack Smith, and it's not going to fly because federal law always trumps state law. Okay? And jurisdiction. Federal law covers the whole country, not just one specific state. It's everywhere. Okay, that's how it works and how it's set up. So, Jordan and some of the other, he put out a letter and everything else attacking Fani Willis, the prosecutor in Georgia, and Jack Smith fired a letter right back at Jordan. He thinks you're out of jurisdiction, you have no say. And frankly, now they're threatening to shut down the government just because Trump was attacked legally. Well, you know what? If they do that, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurt. They will be voted out of office next year. Or, if people really wanted to, they could get together and do a massive recall on those mega rats in there. Recall them and put people in there temporarily until a new election has been done. That's simple. People say, oh, you can't do that. Well, yeah, you can. You can recall a senator or representative when they've done a real bad job. And also another thing needs to be removed from Congress. This so-called immunity clause. Well, they're not above the law. They have to follow the law like everybody else. And as far as I know, I think the reason why they're attacking Fani Willis and why they're protecting Trump and everything else is because they're in trouble themselves. Sooner or later, Jack Smith is he's going to dig. He's going to get everything. And he's going to go after those that on the January 6th insurrection, because Jordan, Green, what's the other guy's name? The House Speaker, they're running scared because they tried helping on prevent the that particular procedure of confirming the president's election, Biden's election. Trump lost, and they know he lost. And why keep putting out these lies is beyond me. They're being stupid, is what they're being. And they should be given the boot. And any former senator in the House of Representatives knows they have to follow the laws and oath too. And so, why are the mega rats being allowed to do all this? They shouldn't be allowed at all. Now, over the Senate, we don't have a problem in the Senate because the Senate has a slight majority of the Democrats there. And of course, now Mitch McConnell, he's fighting health issues. How long that's going to be, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to run for re-election again or he's going to just retire. With his health issues, I suggest he retire. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, he can't pardon them on state. Well, on federal, he can't either because he's got federal charges himself. So, yeah. Um, and in January 6th ruled that I think 14th Amendment needs to be applied. They need to be in jail and then not be allowed to run for federal office again. Because after the Civil War, Congress did not waste any time. They went after those that did succeed from the Union and did not adhere to the oath. So, yeah, it's been 14th Amendment's been used before. It hasn't been used on the president, but been used on those in Congress. Okay. Now, a similar 14th Amendment is done on the federal level here in the state. Those that represent the state rep or senator that goes to Washington, D.C., that's been used too. So, look at Oregon. When they went after the GOP there, many of those that did not attend the voting or anything, they are now allowed to run for office again. And you know what? I think we should do that here too. Do it on the federal level. Okay? I mean, if, for example, if they're excused like if they had the flu and they didn't really want to infect everybody else in the halls of Congress, or got hurt, or had something unexpected come up with a family member, and that I can understand. Okay? Happens anywhere in the working world. Okay, now that I'm retired, I don't have to worry about that. But you know, people like Jordan and Green, everything else keeps spouting their mouths out. I go, why aren't you back there doing your work like you're supposed to? They keep doing all these hearings and everything else when they really should be solving the problems in this country. What is their problem? You know, really. Anyway, okay, SpaceX, another thing, in the space exploration world, India successfully landed their lander on the moon as of yesterday. And this morning, hi Dusty! This morning, they are letting their rover do some exploring. It went off the rim smoothly and went down, so exploring the moon. Okay, it's what the rover is doing, India's rover. Their lander landed on the south pole of the moon. And so they're the fourth country that landed on the moon. Fourth country. So, who knows what's going to happen. SpaceX just tested their new engine. Yeah, India just, oh, they're so happy. They're enthralled. They're excited. The whole nation's in on this. And they're just like, everybody was cheering. I even cheered for them because, you know, it's a lot of work and a lot of undertaking to do something like that. But we're working on our end too. SpaceX tested their new engine for their Starship. And so they did a, okay, see you later, Dorothy. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. But that's what's going on there, okay? Tonight, Crew 7 is supposed to launch. SpaceX Crew 7, they're going up to change places with Crew 6. Crew 6 will be coming home on Monday. And so Crew 7 is going up there, and they'll be doing their 6-month thing up at the, they rotate every 6 months up to the International Space Station. So they'll be home, let's see, September, October, November, December, January, February. Crew 7 will be home in February. But that's what they're keep doing on this. Anything else I could think of? I've been watching Midas Touch a lot, and they're keeping things up informed and everything that's going on. Oh, and weather-wise, this morning, guess what we had up here? We had rain. It rained really good. The flowers and the plants and the trees are so happy. They're green, really super green. They look so much better. The air smells fresh. I had my window open a little bit. Then I had to close it because the wind was pushing. The wind was coming in from the southeast and was pushing the rain this way and splattering against my window. So I had to close my window. I will open it again after I'm done with my chat. But it's right now, it's 78 degrees, and I gotta turn on my fans and everything soon. Now, I'll be shutting down next 5 minutes or so. Tomorrow I'll be taking Cyrano to the vets. My cat, you know, the one that has hyperthyroidism. He's going to the vets tomorrow, and I don't know whether I'm going to be making a decision to put him to sleep then tomorrow or try to give him another month. He seems to be down to eating to 1 meal a day, but he comes in, he talks to me like he wants something. I can't keep up with his grooming or anything because he's not taking good care of himself. Then sometimes he forgets where the food is. Which is not a good sign. Right there. He keeps forgetting the food is. And of course I cleaned his litter box this morning, everything else, so they could use the litter box. And then he comes, when I come check under the bed, and he talks to me, he says meow and everything, which is good. But otherwise, he's not doing that good. I fed him his lunch, and he's been eating that. Been giving his medicine. He's starting to not like wanting me to give him his medicine because he'll run from me. So I'll check with the vet tomorrow and see where we go from there. And if push comes to shove, if I have to put him to sleep, I may have to. Because I think he's fighting something else besides the hyperthyroidism, like lymphoma cancer. So, because he's not putting on the weight. So, we'll see where from there. I'll keep you guys posted. And when I do my rant I will post something on Facebook. You know, whatever. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. So, yeah, I'm sad too. I will miss him. And, sometimes he comes in and talks to me, and he sleeps in here sometimes. Cyrano hasn't really been very cuddly. He doesn't like to cuddle that much. He doesn't like to lay down and do lap time or anything. He's a totally different cat. Loki sometimes likes to cuddle, and which is fine, you know, that type of cat that Loki is. So anyway, okay, Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, really, and I assume you guys want to get ready for the tropical storms that have been brewing. There's one that's brewing in the Gulf right now. Texas did get some rain, but not enough. And so we'll see where all this goes. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's it. I will see you guys on... let's see, what happened here? There we go. Okay, forewarning, there is Tropical Storm Harold off the coast of the Gulf. Dusty, so forewarn him on that. Make sure that he has plans and everything in place. How bad it is, I don't know. Just have him check the local weather service on it. Because now that tornado season's pretty much over with. Well, kind of, the basic tornado season's pretty much over with. You just have to worry about tropical storms or hurricanes that do create tornadoes. Sometimes that happens right out of that too. So anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome. And if when in doubt, subscribe to a storm chaser, and they will keep you informed. Storm chasers are now getting more and more important on the ground because they can give a better visual. Because sometimes the reason is the radar doesn't always pick up everything. And so they rely on the visual from the storm chasers. You know, what the tornado is doing, what the weather is doing, you know, where the severe thunderstorms are going, that type of thing. They just need a better visual on that. I will. I'll have a good weekend. You guys do too. And I will see you on Monday as usual at 1 o'clock. Oh, it is. Well, most of the tornado, they had one touchdown in tornado up in Canada, up in Saskatchewan, up that direction, and there was one that touched down in North Dakota too. So, yeah, it'll be over with. But right now, the hurricane season is starting to ramp up. So it's going to be dicey for a lot of people. Anyway, I will see you guys on Monday. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. I will post this video on my YouTube channel. I got one more subscriber on my YouTube channel. I need more. You're welcome, Dusty. Love you. Oh, by the way, before I sign off, Gene Shanky is being restricted again. And I am so sick and tired of Facebook playing these stupid games. And Facebook, you need to knock it off. You need to go after the trolls. They're bullying. They're the ones that are going against community standards. And that's what those trolls are doing. They're bullying people. So if you're going to use community standards, use them properly. Don't sit there and use it to go after people that speak the truth. Okay? So I will post this on my YouTube channel. Okay? Have a good weekend, everybody. Love you all. Take care. Talk to you later. See you Monday. Bye-bye.